hopefully. Yep, there we
Yay.
go. Says
Okay.
we're live. We're live.
Yep, we're live. We're live. Just wait for the internet to catch up or YouTube.
Do 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 do.
Yep. Has it caught up yet? I don't know. 2 people watching.
I
Cool.
just got a notification for it, so yeah, that was a long.
That was
That
a
was a
long one.
long
Okay, so
between
I'm gonna
hitting
do.
the button.
Yep. I'm gonna do little introduction, and after that, the floor is yours.
Okay, I'll mute up for a second.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome to the discussion salon. It's going to make a bit of change because Liz is going to take the chair on this one. She is the top chairperson here, and she wants to discuss about animal shelters and how they're being run. She knows a lot more about this subject from me, so I'm going to keep mostly quiet on this one, and we'll take it from there. So give it up to Liz. Hello.
Ta-da! Hello,
Ta-da.
everyone.
Okay.
There we go. Okay.
There we go.
Now I know if I can go full screen or not. Yay. Hey, OG, how are you? How's that? On a small screen, that's going to be. That's okay. We'll do that. Let's
So,
see.
what's your subject matters you're doing today, Liz?
It's on your screen if you look.
Yes, I see
Animal
that.
shelters and rescues. Kill, no kill versus rescues.
Okay.
I don't think any of them are. Personally, I don't think any of them are bad. But I went through probably close to 300 news articles looking into this after I saw what I saw the other day that kind of spurred this. And
Wow.
yeah, when you
So,
start deep diving the hole,
yes,
it's
I totally get you. I
it's
totally get you there.
yeah, it's pretty amazing trying to narrow it all down. But I did find one person who tweeted who actually narrowed it down enough to where it was like that not only clicked for me, yeah, Vic. Yeah, I
Yeah.
cannot believe. I mean, but and then on top of the news articles, how are you, Vic? On top of the news articles and stuff, you go and look at TikTok and YouTube and just a general search. It's oh my god. I was just blown away at how much is out there when you start looking. So our Hannah's Scram 4 on twitter.com.
Okay,
I
before you go on, Liz, I'm just going to give a warning out to people here. This is on. Sorry, I just should have said this before, so I do apologise. I don't mean to skip ahead of you. This is a non-troll channel. This is non-drama. Any trolls, any drama will be instantly kicked off. We do accept lively discussions. We do accept if we're right or wrong, where people can have a talk about this, but anything apart from that, you'll get booted off. Sorry, Liz.
It's okay. Took a second to drink for. Give me
Yeah, I
a
didn't mean
second.
to. I didn't mean. I've just forgot to mention that in the first bit. I think that's important. There's a difference between lively discussion and being trolling.
Please, I would love to discuss this. I mean,
Yeah.
let me get through her little tweets here, and then I can pull up some other things, and then we can really all be kind of on the same page at least a little bit. Is that fair?
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, the floor is yours. The
Okay,
channel is yours now.
I'm just making sure.
I just forgot to add that little bit in because they do get some people who think they can bring that type of stuff over here.
Okay. So I don't know if it's man or woman. I just followed the Twitter feed, so I posted her Twitter link there. But she broke it down into 7 tweets, and it's the difference between a kill and no kill shelter is so misunderstood and prompts me to write a 7 tweet rant on why you need to know the difference and give equal support to both. And I would say not to just both, but all, because I'm including rescues in this as well. Municipal shelters are more often tagged as kill shelters because they are contractually obligated to serve the community they reside in. See, she based hers off of something that was going on in her community. I'm basing something I saw out on the feeds.
Okay.
Yeah. If Cleveland City Kennel, Lorain County Kennel, and others alike get a call for an animal, they have to bring it in regardless of their current volume of dogs. So if they are full, they must bring it in regardless. Contrasting, private shelters, more often known as no-kill shelters, have the ability to pick and choose when and what to accept into their shelters. They do not have to exceed their maximum amount of animals. So going back, people often boast that they never support a kill shelter, never volunteer for one, never adopt from one, never even visit one. Go, you could do. There we go. And essentially, that's the problem. Since they are contractually obligated, that's the city shelters, city municipality shelters, are contractually obligated to take in every animal in their municipality, and they get no adoptions. Inadequate staff, no support from the community. Here we go with the no adoptions again.
Yeah.
Animals are senselessly euthanized because of the stigma that they are creating themselves. If we all showed municipal shelters the same love no-kill private shelters got, euthanasias wouldn't even be considered because kennels would be open because community supports them and adopts, fosters, etc. Kill shelters aren't full of monsters who hate animals. They're typically staffed with volunteers that work so hard to save every single animal with little to no support from their community. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Support your local shelters, all of them. This thread is excluding situations where animals have no other option but euthanasia. For example, overly aggressive animals or incurably sick animals. No shelter is exempt from those heartbreaking cases. So this then led to comments from the community.
Okay.
Say you have 100 kennels and 20 animals come in a week, and only 5 are adopted per week. It's math. It's not nice or good, but it's reality. Also, kill shelters often end up with animals who need so much more medical and psychological care that it might be kinder to let them go. Rescues show up every day when they have space or fosters available and pull the undamaged ones from the shelters. And I see this, I've seen it with the local ones where, I can't tell you, they get the first calls. The rescues seem to show up when they have room, or fosters show up, pluck what they want to take, the ones that they really don't have to put time and energy and effort to for a lot of these rescues. I'm not saying all, because there are
Yeah.
quite a few of the rescues that specialize in whether it be a certain breed, whether it be like older senior pets, you know,
I,
it's
as I
just
say,
amazing.
yeah, I suppose the other crowd is our fault. Really, some it can be put down to our fault because we buy pets. We buy pets for the wrong sort of reason, or we buy a pet and don't take account how big the pet can get, or we can buy like a pet that may turn to be aggressive because it can happen.
Oh, it definitely can happen. I'm shocked that people are not more aware of what's going on in their communities. But this doesn't just go for animal shelters. This goes for any kind of care in the community. This is such a broader topic. This is just kind of what rabbit hole I went down with this because of a little Instagram story or TikTok, or I don't even remember what it was, but it was LA County. They were protesting outside of LA County about their animal shelter, asking what the mayor, I think it was the mayor and the city council, what they were going to be doing about it. And it's like they're overcrowded, absolutely overcrowded. All right, let me change that. Let me share this screen.
Also, people are buying the wrong type of dogs too, aren't they?
But not only just buying the dogs, there's backyard breeders everywhere.
Yeah. We call them puppy farms over here.
I don't worry. They could be whatever you want to call them. It is non-registered animals.
Yeah.
I know that I ran into. I just literally just pulled up, and this is just YouTube. The stories that are going on that I just updated: overcrowded animal shelters. Okay, so we've got LA here, Oklahoma, Greater Good. I'm not sure where they're at. St. Louis.
Yeah.
These are all
Animals that have been
within.
passed on to them.
Yeah, I mean it just. But we're talking this. These are all the stories. Okay, does it even go out 3 months? I mean, look at this. I was shocked when I mean, it's like I have rescues. I have kids that were pulled out of shelters.
Yeah.
My four-legged ones. I mean, all of my whole married adult life, ours have all been rescued. You know, they're all adopted kids. They're not
Yeah.
from breeders.
When my mum was alive, she had rescue dogs too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what struck me was so many of the protesters. I keep wanting to ask, okay, protesters, you're going to protest, right? Let me stop scaring that screen.
But what?
But how many of them are any of them volunteering at these shelters? How many of them are donating funds or time? How many of them are fosters? You know, is it really truly bad management on all these rescues or on the shelters themselves?
I
Is
don't
it
think
poor funding?
I don't think it's bad management on the shelters or the funding. I think it is that it's the way we buy stuff now. We used to buy dogs that would do jobs, and now we buy like German shepherds and other shepherd dogs. These are working dogs. People tend to forget that, and they're a bit hyper. And we just don't realize. People just don't do research about these dogs, and sadly, they go into these homes, and the homes can't cope.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, we've got our newest adoptee. We thought he was about 3 or 4 years old, and he had just been neutered. So he came with the cone on, and we took him to the vet, and the vet said, "This guy is full of infections," and I think he's probably not even 6 months old at the moment. And it was like, oh man, we didn't want a puppy. We wanted a little bit older dog.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, so it has been, what do we had him? About 18 months now. Sorry. You can
Yes.
hear that crinkling in the background.
No, 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 no. I didn't hear no crinkling. I want. Yeah, don't get me started about the barking again.
Oh, hopefully he doesn't start again.
That did scare me. I just had put my headphones on and really, woof, and what the
We were backstage before we came up and
yeah.
went live. And as soon as I popped up backstage, I was just getting ready to hit the mute button, and my kids started barking. This
And
is why I
but
usually
I
say about 10:30 at night my time is when we can start going
see,
stuff like
I
that.
can relate to this part of the subject because, like I said, my mum was always an animal person, and somebody came up to us and goes, "Look, we need you to. Can you look after? Can you take care of our dog Sam?" And Sam was a blue male collie, long-haired collie, because you can get short head and long head. He was a long-haired blue male collie. And mum goes, "Yeah, sure." And he goes, "Has he been done?" And she went, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's been done. He came from Battersea. You must have heard of Battersea Dogs Home, which
Good
is
morning, Dagmar.
uh, I'll say good morning in a bit. Yeah. So she was in it turned out he wasn't neutered, and we ended up with 19 dogs in the house.
Oh no.
Yeah, we had two bitches who were on heat, and he went and they must have synced because they had the puppies at the same time.
That's very possible. My whole thing about that though, that's an accidental oopsies. That's not I found this cute dog and I think it needs to be with this cute dog and we're going to make these designer dogs.
No, it wasn't designer. No, nothing like that at all. No, it wasn't like that. And,
I mean, oh gee, the cats. I mean, I think of it from the dog side of it, but the cats, all of the rescues, all of the shelters are full. So, my whole thing though, we know the one question I had is this an isolated location for LA County? And when I started looking, it's not. This is across the nation. And then I see, and I hate to say it, but I see a lot of rescues importing dogs from other countries for rescues. And then it makes me stop and think, okay, well, these are specialists, right? No, these are just ones that they're saving them from somewhere else and then bringing them here. And, is that another reason we've got overcrowding? What's your opinion on that one, Paul?
well, that opens up to loads of doors. There's loads of possibilities on that one. It could bring back on. I think it's a door left unopened at the moment, Liz, because
Um,
people could people could say that about
well,
immigration.
right, but I'm saying that's why I'm saying this. What we're talking about had more than just animal welfare. This has so many twists and turns that could be looked at from
Yeah,
from other perspectives.
and also let's look at dogs that work. You must have farms that need dogs to farms over to help with the farming in the US. Yeah, with sheep farming. You have dogs that have come from the police and the security services. You have dogs that come from the military service. You know, all
Oh, I
these.
get it. But those, okay, the ones that you just, the military retirees, the working dogs, um, most of those have specialized rescues with them. Um, every person I know that has had canines retired typically with the partner if the partner was there and their family.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty good. I think that's what should happen when you have like any dog type of dog like that, because he knows his handler. His handler should get first offer on him.
Well, Vic, I think a lot of the some of the ones I've seen, I would say the vast majority of the ones I have seen coming from out of country were street dogs like Mexico or um, like some of the Asian countries who do have, I hate to say it, they do the dog meat. And so they rescue them out of the markets there. So I don't know. I mean, I'm so conflicted on that because I don't know where my kids came from. Did you hear her walk away? Sorry.
That's walking away in disgust now. You just the dog's walking away in disgust.
Yeah. I actually do know what she is because she was rescued from a specialized rescue.
Okay.
No, I think dad's got food in there, so they're going to find if he dropped anything.
So they're on the hunt then for food.
Always. Always. Now, like I was saying, our little guy, he was full of infections. We didn't realize he was a puppy. And he did not come from a good situation.
It
Give me
sounds it.
give me just a second.
Okay.
He was forewarned we were doing this tonight, Sue. He's being a brat today. Um,
Fair enough.
but the rescues that here they go fighting. This is why I say 10:30 at night is usually where it starts calming down in my house. Not
Yeah,
tonight, it
yeah.
seems.
Not tonight. No, not tonight. Not tonight.
I should know. I should know. If anything planned, it's going to become chaos.
Yeah, don't plan stuff in life like
Oh,
boys and girls. Never plan stuff.
goodness.
Just go with the flow.
At least she's not over here squeaking her toy. Sometimes that's worse because if anybody else has dogs, it's crazy.
I mean,
Uh,
people make goals. If you make a goal, don't make goals. If you don't make your goal, you're going to be disappointed.
yeah. My whole thing though is I started questioning about all these people showed up to protest at the shelter protest that and my thing was, okay, so what are they doing about it? Are they
Yeah.
there to just bitch about it? Or, yeah, we can shine a light on it, but
Are they being proactive or are they just complaining for the sake of complaining?
I'm going to kill him. Can you hear that?
No,
Okay, good. I hope you can't hear that. Can
no, I
any of
can't
you
hear
out there hear
it.
that? I can hear that.
No, no, we can't hear it. I can't hear it, and I've got decent headphones.
OG, I understand what you were saying about your dog because a lot of the Petcos and PetSmarts and other places do hold rescue events where they bring in the dogs and will house them during the weekend. Um, so, yeah, no, I totally understand that. Phew, thanks, Dagmar. I don't know what he's frying in there. Your cat. Your cat, sorry. Animal. Your rescued child. But yeah, I keep looking at a lot of these people who are going to the protests, and I keep thinking, well, what are you doing to help? Anytime I've ever gone and seen the protest or done the protest, um, I've either gone and volunteered to help eliminate or take some pressure off, or joined the boards to see what could be done to help. Am I the only one?
No, you only want what this.
Am I the only one who sees people protesting, but then I don't see these places getting the help that they're looking for,
I see.
the
I think
funding?
yep. Some people protest for the sake of protesting, just for the sake of it. Other people protest because they want to change things. Other people join the protest because I think it will look good on there for them to do. You know, I've been on one. I've been on a protest of my life. I have. Did it work? No, sadly it didn't. But it gave us a voice. But there's some people who really want to change, and there's some people who are just there because it's the group mentality.
Okay. Um, OG, your Seattle Channel animal shelter is looking for people to help. Let's see. Cruelty cases have been up in your area. Yeah, overcrowding in animal shelters reaches crisis stages 2 months ago. Influx of pets needing homes. It's not so. I mean, it's not just here. I like to watch a like Girl with the Dogs. Her two channels. She's got Girl with the Dogs and Girl with the Dogs 2, where she does the pet grooming, but she doesn't ask for people to, donate to her. She works with her local shelters and the pets in her area. And just people watching help fund the animals she's able to cover.
But there is a case of
Ahead.
No, there is a case of the animals being far too damaged to recover, though.
And that was called out in that tweet. There are some animals that absolutely cannot be housed. They have to be euthanized. Yeah. And people don't get mad when the shelters have to euthanize animals. If they're going through, and I'm sorry, maybe because of having to let our little girl go. That's been 2 months before we got the little boy over here. That I don't mind euthanasia. I'm gonna not let them suffer to the end. So, I mean, she was a surprise thing that happened, but the one prior to that was our 17-year-old little man.
Yeah.
And, it was a planned thing, and I'm the one who took him because nobody else could. Everybody else just did. It was like I said, we've always said that when they start having more bad days than good, then it's time for us to not be selfish and let them go. So, and that is exactly how it is. And it's like, like the little old man that we had, he was not my favorite animal in the world. He wasn't. I still loved him, don't get me wrong, but he was not my favorite. He was a goofball, and everybody absolutely adored this dog. And I was kind of lukewarm on him. But it was like, I knew that I was not going to let that dog suffer.
Yeah.
And they all were like, no, give it, and it was like, set a date. Set a date. I am sick of looking at this poor dog. I'm not going to allow it. You are not, he's wasting away, you guys. I cannot. He had kidney, I mean, he was 17 years old. At least, because he was a rescue off the streets who wandered my mom's neighborhood. So we don't actually know anything about like any of our rescues.
Well, you need to give him a good home, Liz. And you gave him love.
Yeah. I loved him. Don't get me wrong. I loved him. I didn't always necessarily like him though. He was a grump with the other dogs. And that just That doesn't work for me.
Okay.
When you start going after the other dogs and you start chasing them off of food bowls, and they can't go but walk by the water bowls without you laying there and growling at them, I'm not okay with that.
No.
Oh, he was a brat. He was a spoiled, rotten brat.
Okay, so how would you change the situation then?
How would I change the situation?
Mm,
Well, you figure these shelters 24 hours a day.
yeah.
Start looking for volunteers who are going to cover different shifts for even if it's just an hour or two a day to either come help pick up after them, hose down a kennel, help feed or walk or anything like that. Start opening that up and making it not so hard to be a volunteer because I am running into seeing lots of that where to be able to volunteer, you kind of have to be a friend of a friend, and it's like
Mm.
that's not okay.
Are you a volunteer too?
With us, I'm not saying where we've moved to, but with us just moving, I am not gone back there just yet. I have to get my house in order first.
No, I understand that. I understand that. I know you've just moved to, but once
Yeah,
you once you get everything sorted out, it's something you'll think about and do.
right. And I've already looked at the paperwork, and that's why I'm when I started looking at the paperwork. It's like,
Yeah, I
wow,
mean, yeah, I mean, sorry to ask the question, but it'll be a question that people will want to know.
yeah,
You
don't
know,
make it harder. You
yeah.
know, most of them have cameras. If you want to, even the ones that just want to come in and help clean up your front area or the visiting area or to be a
Okay,
dog walker.
so how hard is it to become a volunteer then?
You have to jump through a lot of hoops for the local one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Just to look after a dog? Just to say to give a dog a little bit of a tummy rub and give some food and clean down the kennel?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a bit ridiculous, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. That's
Jeez.
kind of like okay, but okay, I understand like the foster like because we've talked about the foster care kids and stuff. I understand some of the stuff that you have to go through for becoming a foster parent. Um, it's not what you have to do to become just a regular parent. It
Yeah,
is
but
a lot more intense.
that's taken a child into your home. I mean, there's
But
got a
so was a
different.
dog.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, there's a lot of difference
No,
going saying
in my
I want
mind,
to. No, 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 there's a lot of difference saying I want to go into a kennel to look after because to help to volunteer a couple of your hours in a kennel because you're under supervision in a kennel, aren't you?
for the most part, yeah. But you are
Yeah,
as
that's.
well for for fostering, for adopting, whether it be child or animal.
Hmm.
There's a lot of hoops to jump through for both of them.
Yeah, but I don't think there's. Yeah, there shouldn't really be need to if you're in just a kennel situation. I mean, that sounds a bit ridiculous.
But it is because guess it was probably one of the. It wasn't too local, but there was a dog that was adopted out because somebody else, one of the volunteers was kind of segregating certain dogs out for certain people to come adopt them, and a couple of the dogs ended up in dog fighting situations.
Okay, so you're talking about the big muscular type dogs.
Yeah, I mean, so you're my thing is you're going to get shitty people no matter what you do.
Yeah.
But if you've got them on camera, you know what they're doing. You talk to these people. You're opening up your doors for these people to come in. I understand that. but don't
Yeah.
make it harder than it has to be,
No,
you
no,
know?
yeah, that's understandable. That way is understandable. I'm just saying, if you're there just to clean a kennel, to give a dog a little bit of love and to give it some food, there's no need to make people jump through hoops.
But you got to think of the like the waivers and stuff they have to have for the insurances if you get bit by a dog and handling practices. But so don't start people out on those things then.
Yeah, yeah,
Or have them work with a staff member who takes one from inside or out, or so somebody can come in and sweep and pick up after the dogs, or redo their waters, wash their water bowls out, put the kibble down, put I don't know. There's so much to kind of wrap your head around it that
there's
it's
so
like,
much more. Yeah, there's so much more to this than meets the eye.
yeah. And I think a lot of it though was I was shocked about all these people. I mean, there was probably a good couple hundred people minimum at the LA County protest. And I thought, okay, you guys literally could have just gone to the shelter. Maybe all volunteered that day, worked with
Yeah,
some people they had there, pulled all the dogs out of the shelter for the day, put them on their leashes. Everybody go take a walk, except for the few who are going to stay here and clean and get it back into proper working order. I mean, let's do a weekly, hey, let's all meet up and go do this, and we're all going to do it at this time or whatever. You know, there's
yeah.
got to be OOG. I would completely disagree with you on that one. Usually, the smallest dogs are the most aggressive.
The ankle biters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. I love my little smalls, but they are nowhere near as chill as my big dogs ever were.
yeah, yeah. A Chihuahua will take your legs off.
Oh, some of them are just, oh, yeah, they're gnarly.
Yeah, I got yeah. Little demon dogs.
Some of them can be. Yeah. Like our little Shih Tzu, our little girl. She was I called her the little my little crocodile because she was great and she would just get in just the right mood where I could see it and everybody else wouldn't pay attention to her little signals and she would just
Yeah.
snap. And it was like I always forewarned people when she was getting that way. It's like, hey, she's gonna crocodile on you.
Liz, we're not saying all tiny dogs are aggressive. We're just saying they've got a reputation of being aggressive.
Yeah, these little farts I have over here, they're more aggressive than any of my big dogs ever were. My big dogs had bigger barks, but none of the aggression.
I mean,
So
suppose it's a difficult subject. I mean, if you're talking about animal shelters that need more funding, then you've got to say, well, there's other places that need more funding for animals too.
but they all of these are community services.
Yeah, I mean,
What are we all doing to our local communities? Are we involving ourselves too much nationwide or across the world and not taking care of home?
it's the same as being homeless. I can say that from my case of being homeless, I have been in homeless shelters and I've been in halfway houses. When you hear of people coming from overseas and they seem to be getting a flat or a house straight away, or they've been over here and they stayed in a they stayed in an asylum centre, and they have people staying in asylum centres, and they as soon as they stay in the asylum centres, they've got a house or got a flat, and I'm not blaming them for my bad judgment or any judgment. I'm just saying we tend to look after people, other things more than we do our own people, do our own things.
And I'm almost wondering if that is a perception. And that's why I posed the question of,
Yeah,
the
but is
dogs
it?
being brought in from out of
Yeah.
country earlier.
No, 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 no,
Because,
no, no.
uh, well, let me, because I can tell you, like Southern California, they have huge backyard breeder problem. I have no earthly idea why it happens, but I know that a lot of the shelters up in Northern California, a lot of the shelters in Oregon and Washington actually have like a freedom bus that they coordinate with people to bring dogs up through the other shelter networks. And I know like Texas is, I'm sorry, Texas, if you're from Texas, get your shit together when it comes to the animals. They are like the number one worst one in the country. The shit that comes out of Texas. Florida had a huge problem with this probably 15 years ago, and it looks like it's starting to slip down in that area again. So, I'm, what is it? Um, what is it? Is it because it's warmer climates? Because, dogs get loose more frequent? You end up with more strays? I don't know. You know, it's exactly the root of the problem. Right now, I know what a lot of the problem is so many people were home when we all had the stay in conditions, adopted dogs, then they decided, and a lot of them started breeding. I hate to say it because people were willing to pay for designer dogs. I'm going to air quotes over here with the designer dogs. And
Yeah, that's a problem. That is that that is a problem too.
well, because people want specialized dogs. And it's like, okay, consumers,
Yeah,
here we go. Here we go to the economic side of things. you know,
yeah,
I mean, so this little thing that we've got going on here just with the shelters and stuff is a bigger problem overall in society.
mm, I
I
get you.
mean, like the cat problem, yeah. I mean, I remember, and it's not a, I can't say now, but I know like when we were in the Midwest when we were younger, every farm had a pack of cats, and people who didn't want their cats would come drop off other cats at location that they'd seen cats, kind of in the area. And then you've got a whole explosion of cats because people didn't take the time to spay and neuter their animals. Bob Barker, lovely man. You know,
Mm,
yeah, I mean, there's whole cat cities, like Alameda over by the Coast Guard base. They used to, a couple times a year, maybe even quarterly at that point, they would try to capture all the loose cats and make sure that they were spayed and neutered.
yeah. Mind you, cats are weird ones though, because we've always had cats, and we had a male cat called Mischief, and he just disappeared one day. And my mate came round the house. We had a few beers. I opened up the door, and this cat just stormed in again, like nothing happened. So cats are weird ones.
Yeah. And cats, everybody always says cats are very independent. Yeah, they are, but they still are creatures who need things.
Yes, of course, of course.
Oh, Vic, yeah, in 2008, the housing crisis. Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like right now again. We're kind of heading into that abundance of people losing their housing. People are dumping their animals. People not responsible enough to look that they've got a sick animal to actually pay the couple $100. And I know it's hard, but to actually put them down, um, and not let them suffer.
Yeah.
Oh, gee, I would say it's probably 50-50. I know some cats that don't know how to hunt. Yeah. We've domesticated dogs and cats. We've taken a lot of their natural instincts out of them for some. I don't know, Paul. What would you suggest? Do you have any suggestions?
Sorry, I put myself on mute. I was having a drink. Suggestions, I'm not really too sure. We, but you're very true in what we said. We've taken most of the natural instincts away from animals. We complain when a cat hunts a bird or hunts mice. We say that cat's a menace, but that's what the natural thing to do. We um we complain when a dog bites a person, but some dogs were brought for defending property. You have going back in history. There's even mosaics of Romans of the Romans were warning the people of dogs. There's dogs about. We um we probably expect more from animals than there should be. And once these animals get damaged, we just simply pass them by. We just dump them in a shelter or a home, whatever you want to call it. But what makes it worse is you find out that some of the times we replace this animal with another animal.
I think those are the ones that irritate me. They trade in an old dog for a new dog. And it's like, did you really leave your dog at the shelter? And that happens quite a bit.
Oh
I'm
yes,
shocked
yeah.
how many
Um,
people all of a sudden got a sick dog and instead of taking it to the vet and either getting it the health care it needs because they may not be able to afford it because vets are expensive. Um,
and we've got Spike saying he bites humans.
Good for you, Spike. Hi, Spike, by the way.
Oh no, we took the thing. Yeah, but we've just taken away our own domestic pets. We're taking away their own natural abilities.
I think in some cases we have because they're still working dogs.
Yeah,
That's why I say, even if you yourself um, can't or don't do anything, watch some of these animal shelter videos. Help even monetarily by watching their stuff because a lot of them are monetized. So watch their videos, put on the playlist, walk away out of your office or whatever, and let it play. That itself is also funding that they're
and
getting from sponsors or
and
from,
we also crossbreed animals.
yeah.
We genetically. I'm going to be putting. Can't see my hands, but they're in brackets. Improve them, which causes confusion in their brains.
Not always. Not always, because there are some that have been crossbred for reasons.
Yeah, but
You
you
know,
don't crossbreed a pit bull with another fierce dog.
it depends. Like the AKC and stuff, American Kennel Club and things like that. There are certain traits that they kind of go by that they're looking for, and it
Over
can't. There are some things that can be bred into certain varieties. Okay, my whole thing. Okay, golden doodles. This is very controversial. So everybody just you can hate me or like me or whatever. Yes, I get the golden doodle. They are beautiful, but they are two very hyper active, smart dogs that were bred. And the original line was genetically specific for that until
Well,
other people did offshoots on that and went, oh, if they're breeding a golden doodle, then I can breed a golden doodle. And it's not the same thing.
well,
There were
over here with
responsible ones at the beginning, and then everybody else was like, oh, I want a golden doodle. I want a golden doodle. But it should have been left up to the specific breeders who were actually looking for the genetic traits that were prominent in their breeds.
well, we've just over here banned the breed of dog that's from America. Do you know about this?
Banned what?
We've banned the breed of dog from America.
What is that?
We've banned the American Bully.
The American bully?
Yeah,
Why?
there's been too many people being attacked and killed because of the American Bully over here.
How or why?
I'll show you.
Um, are you talking about the pit bulls? Because an
Yeah,
American bully is completely different.
the American Bully. No, the American Bully. The American XL Bully. Hold on, let me pick this up to show you. President, share screen. This is just one of the cases. Okay, can you see that?
Yes.
Yep. Police arrest a 30-year-old, a 30-year-old, I presume man, after Price was attacked by dogs believed to be XL bullies.
I
He was
don't know
mauled
what
to
an
death.
XL. I want to know what an XL
Okay, I'll get
bully
you an
is.
XL bully is. Okay, I'll get that for you. Hold on. The images. There you go. Can you see that image?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at but I wanted to know if it had a certain. All right,
Okay, so yeah,
what this is saying is there's a consensus that at least five other breeds were used to attain the more bully physical trait desired in the American bully. So my thing though, is it actually truly an American bully that are doing these things, or is it more along? And I hate to say, because I've never had a problem with a chow, I've never had a problem with a pit bull, I've never had a problem with any of the supposedly scary
okay,
dogs.
so I'm going to go on to the government page. Hold on, let's see what the government page. Let's click off of that. So, okay, so let me click onto my government page, and this is what the environmental secretary said on that. It's been bracketed. A very sadly and fatal serious dog attacks have arisen sharply this year, with the American XL Bully disproportionately involved in this rise. This is why we'll update the current list of banned dogs to include the American XL Bully. So
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
been banned.
that's why it's like I don't outright think any dog should be banned. I have this thing about even the people, there's counties and cities that have banned pit bulls or bullies as well. And
Yeah,
it's not the dog's fault. It is all in how you raise them. Like my poor little guy, like I said, 18 months in, we are still working with him because he was so traumatized.
yeah, but there's a difference, Liz, because the American Bully is seen as a status symbol, and I'm going to use it politely, among the thick and aggressive people in the world, in Britain.
Like, OG, what's an aggressive breed? People who have trained these dogs to fight?
Hold on.
Later,
Hold on.
Dagmar.
Okay, late Dagmar. Nice seeing you here. You take care, and you're always welcome, my babe. All right, catch you later.
Yeah. I'm always curious when people say I'd not have an aggressive breed. I can tell you
I
I have
think
been bit by my this little one more than any of the supposed aggressive breeds that I've had. And I've had Dobermans. I have
I
had Shar-Peis. I have had Chows. I have had, I've got friends that have bullies. And it depends on how they're raised. I have
I
never
just
seen the aggression come out in them, and most of them are big sucky babies as far as I'm concerned. Um,
German Shepherds. No, German Shepherds are working dogs. Dobermans. Dobermans again are not aggressive. They're just working dogs. People just use them wrong. Pit bulls. Well, it's a difficult one because we've just been talking about them, and the American Bully is a pit bull. Um, but German Shepherds are not a typically aggressive dog. They're protective. Dobermans are protective dogs. You know,
my mom and dad, when we were younger, raised Shar-Peis. They don't
I've
scare
seen
me.
that.
I've never ran into an aggressive one. My grandmother out on her farm had Chows. They were great dogs. I mean, we'd have to shave them down every year to get all the stickers out of them. My grandfather on his cow pastures, he had the bad God, that dog. I love that dog. It, you know,
I
that's your opinion. I can just tell you what I have lived through with being around dogs.
and this is what we like. We like difference of opinions. Maybe we can talk and discuss our own opinions. True, Liz?
Oh, definitely. I mean, but that's the thing. The My grandfather's Doberman. It would watch the cows. No big deal. And he loved people though. If you messed with the cows though, that dog would not put up with it. It would corner you, but that was what it did. And that's with a lot of the supposed aggressive dogs. People aren't paying attention to what the dog is telling them. Yeah, but that's a
It's,
cat, OG. I hate to
it's a
say it,
cat.
but it is a cat. My little runt of a butt over here the other day has not really been in around cats, but there was one that streaked across the road the other day and it took him by surprise and it freaked him out and he started pulling to go after it. I don't know if he would have done anything to it once he got a hold of it. I highly doubt it because all somebody would have had to do was blow in his face and he would have freaked out. But I mean, this is also the dog. I didn't say it was okay for the dog to kill a cat. I'm not saying that was okay, because that dog could have been aggressive. That dog, not all dogs, not all pit bulls. That's the whole let's not generalize things. I know my experience with some of these powerful breeds. You know, I don't know, like my young one, I don't know if he would be aggressive toward a cat. I know that our little old lady over here will snuggle with a cat. Him, I don't know. He might be very well aggressive with a cat. Yeah. I mean, but everything is circumstances. I mean, had that dog done it before? Was it one of those dogs that were always just locked up and got out and just started terrorizing the neighborhood? We've all seen that. You know, that's the thing though. Is it one dog and not just the breed of dogs? I mean, I can tell you that Dobermans, or not Dobermans, sorry, Dalmatians are nippers. And everybody always thinks, well, it's fire dogs. Oh, they used to go to the fire stations. They used to live at the fire stations. Oh, they're good dogs. They're good. They are nippers. They are biters. And they go through a huge stage until they're about 2.5, 3 years old, until they start getting some calmness to them, that they quit doing stuff like that. Yeah. See, then that's the owner. Oh, gee. I'm not blaming the dog for that.
Liz, I'm going to go and mute for a minute. I've just got something applied to something.
Okay.
Well, it's going to be like 10 minutes, but like I said, the channel is yours. It has been from the start. So
Yeah.
carry on. But
Okay.
just give me a shout if you want me to come into it, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. But
Okay.
that's the thing, OG. The city gave the owner the opportunity to put up a bigger fence, and the owner didn't do it. So I'm thinking that owner probably was not the best owner, period. If, we have an 11-foot tall fence here where we are. If the city told me I had to go taller because of my little dogs, I would do it. Yeah. I think there was more. But you got to remember that also your location has had a couple incidents with um, aggressive dogs, but not that. What was it? San Francisco as well had a huge for a while there, that they wanted all of the aggressive dogs out of the city because of one interaction. Hang on just a second. I didn't want to sneeze in your ear. Um, one interaction that happened in the city blows it for a lot of people. You know, um, if you look at, yeah, and the outlawing of dogs, I I don't understand that. People get in arms about certain breeds of dogs, but yet you look to the shelters and stuff, and that's Vic. Yeah, the neighbor, but they are those dogs that had like 3 or 4 run-ins with people. That's the one I'm talking about. But my whole thing is outline a whole segment of animals because some idiot owners. Yeah, that was in San Francisco. God, that's been at least a decade ago. Yeah, no, it was in San Francisco. But it's like, where's the owner responsibility? It's like, okay, here we go. Some of the channel owners that some of us do not like, where's the personal responsibility? We are going to have that part of the population that we just don't agree with, and they are not part of a community where they're going to push the boundaries. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but it's not the first time. We have heard about, I guess, I don't think it was even a year ago. I forget where it was at. But the lady had the dog and it attacked her. Come to find out that, you know, she had kind of been mistreating the dog at times. So how is that the dog's fault? That's okay. So somebody who's in a domestic violence situation and they finally retaliate, are we gonna, two rights don't make a wrong? But difference is an understanding human versus an animal going on instinct. I mean, a lot of the things. Ooh, I hate to hear that. Was it the first incident, Vic, or was it a? Now I'm curious. OG, but the sad thing about it, most of the laws that are written in this country write animals to be property. So I mean, property gets treated differently than a living being. So I mean, is it the animal's fault? No, the animal's always, put in circumstances that they themselves may have not created. Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. They are. Most places classify animals as just property, so they're not treated the same.
Interesting.
What was that, Paul?
I said that's interesting.
What?
What you just said.
That it's property?
Yeah, but you also get groups of people who buy dogs too and use them for God, you've got to be very careful in the words I use here because I've got good friends in those
Dogfighting rings
community.
for
Yeah,
nefarious activities.
yeah, I've got to be very careful because But
No,
I
I,
have
I
been there. I
understand
know.
it.
I've known people to go to dog fights. It's not something I've been to, but I've known people to go to dog fights. They've used it as a betting sport, and still that
I
continues too.
I'm sorry, my personal integrity would say I cannot be friends with you. If you're going and participating in that, you are funding activities that I do not agree with.
Yeah, but it's part of their culture too.
I don't care. We have not grown and evolved.
That is very true. We're very have. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying he's right. Because I said, man, that's a bit wrong. And he goes, I know. It's a, but I've known the person to do it, and I didn't know he done it until he told me one day, and I went, dude, that's a bit wrong. Then he goes, I know it has. You know.
No, I don't know. I'm I am one of those that if it is an issue, I will speak up on it, and if not, then
But
I can't be friends with you. But then again, I am also one of those. If I found out about it, I would turn it in.
yeah, that wouldn't be a good idea from my point, Liz. That one. It was the place where I lived. It's big a. Oh, stupid! What's happening now? There's a big community of these people.
Yeah, I'd still turn it in.
No, no, that would. No, yeah, I would be beaten to death.
They don't have to know who turned it in.
Yeah, it just wouldn't. No, that wouldn't happen. You don't.
Mm-mm.
Right or wrong.
I'll take my lumps.
I'm not going to take these lumps on these people. This.
Right is right and wrong is wrong as far as I'm concerned for stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I know, but it's not saying it's something I've done because I would never do that. I wouldn't go to it. I wouldn't endorse it neither. I just know people have done it.
Yeah, nope, I won't even be friends with you if you're doing stuff like that. I I can't.
You know.
I, I can't do it. I have seen too many. I guess too much growth since we were kids. When like the grandparents and parents generation did shit like that, and then we had a whole wave of we're not going to tolerate that anymore, and yet it's still happening, and I
Yeah.
won't tolerate it. Yeah,
Michael Vick.
yeah, he rescued dogs, didn't he?
I don't know. Don't know who. I sort of recognise the name, but I'm not too sure. It's but I presume by Liz is not talking about real football. She's talking about NFL.
Yeah, NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that's a lot of what I've come up with for this has so many other things that it could be attached to, and it's like I know where I personally stand on it, but it was like are other people really aware of the difference between, and what are like the, bring it back to what are the protesters doing, you
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
what more
OG.
we
Sorry.
be doing.
Yeah. So OG. We'll have that discussion later about that. We won't have it now. But yeah, the people. Also, yeah, the that does happen a lot. They pick up strays. They pick up strays, mutts, and they let their dogs train on them. Which is absolutely disgusting.
All of this comes down to what are we as a community. We're just an online community here, but what could we personally do to look into helping our own personal communities with any of these conversations? Once I get settled, then I will volunteer some time, and monetarily, probably not as much. My time is more precious than I think a lot of my funding could be.
Yeah,
So,
I
I
yeah, I've just got to address this issue here. Liz, I know what you meant by that word. We're just having a serious conversation here. You know, it's something that needs Liz feels passionate about, and we need to let Liz talk about it.
if we need to lighten it, we can. I understand. I truly do, because a lot of people don't want to have these conversations. And that's why sadly, it's up to us to actually have these conversations. Uh,
Yeah, this is what this channel. Well, Liz, when you talk about cockfighting and saying arming roosters, I know what you mean by that. It is not an American thing. Cockfighting happens everywhere around the world. It is not a new invention. And there was a pub in my hometown when it was built. It's called the Rat Pit. The reason it's called the Rat Pit is because you should chuck the rats into the pit and let a pit bull onto the rats and see how many you would kill. This was entertainment in those days, so I know what you mean.
I didn't think it. I didn't think it was about the cockfighting. I thought it was about the NFL football.
No, no, she said I feel the same about cockfighting and I mean roosters. I know exactly what she meant. There is days when I can be serious about things,
And
and
I'm gonna
they
tell. I'm gonna make a funny here so we can lessen this. If you're going to be cockfighting, gentlemen, please make sure you do it with glow in the dark condoms.
I've seen that movie. That is from a movie. I have honestly, and it's not a porno. It is just a
It's
funny
I
movie.
John Ritter, isn't it?
I
Wasn't
think
he in
so.
that
Yeah,
one?
John Ritter. Yep, and they both had one had a luminous yellow and one had a luminous green.
Something like that.
Something like I do know that movie.
Yeah.
I know which movie it is. He had the big satellite dish, and the satellite dish was owned by the devil.
I don't remember the name of the movie.
You know, that's
Yeah.
gonna you bug me. You carry on talking. I'm gonna find the name of the movie, Liz. Now you just bugged
Yeah,
me with that
Vic.
one. Now
Vic, Central Valley down there. Yeah. Any place like that. They have some pretty open because they also don't have the funding um, to interrupt all these. Yeah, it's OG. I bet you over outside of, well, I bet you probably on the edges over there, probably in Seattle, they probably have stuff like that too. I have a grandmother. My grandmother has racehorses, so I know how well hers are taken care of. I've been in the paddocks. I've been, raised with all of that. You know, um, I would say that most of those, not all, because I can't classify everybody, because we've got the outskirts. Sorry, OG. Wait, you do it all the time. You're just up north. You're not in. You're around.
okay, Liz. I found out which movie it was,
Which movie was it?
and it was a movie with John Ritter. You're right, and it was called Skin Deep.
That would be it.
One had a blue luminous condom, and one had a red luminous condom.
Oh, OG. I was just, I was like, wait a second. You are pretty open about you being up north of me. I felt bad for a second there. Don't do that. But I mean, even like OG were saying, she'd never gone down to the one that was close to her. You know, how do you know OG? They might got they might have a cute little cat area that you could go sit in there with other cats once a week and socialize with them.
Do you know they have that type of thing in Japan?
They have that in a lot of places now where a lot of
Yeah,
the animals who are up for adoption
yeah,
can be in the cat or animal cafes.
yeah. You can have a cat cafe. And you can go out and have the order your thing, and you can have a little stroke, and and I'm not going to say anything else because people take me for rude. But you can have a stroke, and you can have a little cuddle with the cat.
Scritches,
Uh,
scratches.
I was going to say something completely different, but then I realised people are going to say, so that's why I said a little cuddle. But I do believe these things need to be sorted out.
Well, we keep hearing that every place is poorly staffed. And it's funny when you actually go and look at the open jobs, there are quite a few jobs that need to be filled.
Yeah,
So I mean,
yeah.
how is that anybody else's problem? Is it because of poor wages or is it because of poor working conditions? Why can't they keep employees? So is there some part of the bad management? You like I said, I had the questions I kept asking, and it was like, what is it? Is it just one thing, or is it a snowball effect of all of these things? I personally would love for little dude to chill out a little bit more so I could foster a dog.
You just want a big field full of dogs or something, don't you, there, Liz?
Um, no, with her, because I got to be careful with the little old lady. She's getting older. Um, I I worry about her after losing the last one.
Yeah.
I'm a little more sensitive to her because it's like it won't be long. and then having the little guy here and then trying to foster somebody else. Um, yeah, it could be. OG, there is a lot of physical work, but there's also some that I know where we came from, we had a cat area that was, she'll be 10, but she didn't have the greatest start in life either. So she's got her little issues. So, yeah. So I know each day I look at her, it's like today's a good day. When the ratio changes between good days and bad days, then then I won't let her suffer. Oh, thank you. I don't even want to talk about it right now. I'll cry.
Yeah, don't make Liz cry. She's having a good conversation.
um, 10 is still pretty young for a lot of smaller dogs. She didn't have the best start in life, and she's got like the our other old dude, a collapsible trachea. So she has throat issues, and then yeah, and then pancreas. She gets the pancreatitis and the why am I having a brain fart? Anyway, her intestines all get inflamed. So, and then with us just moving, that was immediately finding a vet upon getting here, was prominent. So we have one. We have also an emergency 24-hour vet in case we have to. Wow, we are under the helicopters tonight. Sorry, I should have muted.
Well, we had the big massive storm here the other night.
I was going to ask, how was that?
I didn't find it. I tried to sleep through it. I just didn't really have a good sleep, like I said. And but yeah, it was massive. It was one. You know what? That's one of the biggest storms I've ever seen.
Really?
Really. Yeah, really, 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 really. And it was right over us. We were in the middle of it. It
Maybe.
stretched from France to the north of England.
Jesus.
Yeah, you wouldn't think about that for wee Britain, would you? It was big. It was big.
I cannot remember what the other. I will have to pull her paperwork up. It's colitis is one of them, but we have to keep her on a special diet, and it's tough with having him still being so puppy because he himself has had a few little stomach issues and things, but he's a puppy, so he's probably gotten into something he shouldn't have eaten. But I never found out what he ate. You know, yeah, where we don't, or the vet has not recommended doing the steroids because every time she goes on the steroids, um, she actually starts having more problems with joints and stuff. And usually that's not what happens when they're on steroids. It's really weird. I mean, I usually they give steroids for, you know, being able to have things relax and be able to do things. It's weird. So it's like we've just been working with the food and trying to keep her stuff to a minimum. Yeah. I don't want any overnight doctor visits for a while because that gets very, very expensive.
Yeah.
But
Why is I've got to ask a question too? Why is vets? Mate, it's still going to be different over because we don't pay anything for the doctors over here unless we go private. But why do vets tend to be more expensive than people doctors?
not really. They go through as much schooling as doctors and still have to continue their education.
I I know that, but it just seems.
They
Maybe
don't
I'm
have
talking. I'm just thinking.
hospitals.
Okay, maybe I'm talking it. They do have hospitals. We've got animals hospitals over here.
You're not letting me finish. That's what I was trying to say. They also don't have hospitals funding them. A lot of the doctors who work in outside are attached to groups, so they get better rates for certain things. They work with the insurance company that gets funding. They
I'm
get
just
all
saying.
kinds of things.
Yeah,
Whereas vets are
I'm just saying maybe it's different over here because we don't pay for doctors over here. You know, in America you got to pay for your medication, haven't you, and all that.
correct. But
But over
not only
here,
that,
over here we don't.
vets are not subsidized. And they're usually independent practices versus, you know, um, being networked. At
We do
least
have.
like
Sorry, Liz.
I was gonna say, at least like the vet we're working with now is actually hooked up with the emergency vet. So they will work together cohesively. So
Do you have charity vets?
they're low cost ones, but a lot of them don't do any of the procedures. They only do like the shots and things like that.
They do like the horrible stuff at the end if it's needed. Yeah,
Yeah, they yeah.
yeah.
Some of them, but
Some.
they're
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like where we were before. It was Pause did a lot of the community work. Here now, I will look into. Yeah, I have always like our previous vet where we were before. I would always round up on our fees and I donated to their little charity pot. So that way, if somebody came in and they ran low on funds, then they could put that against somebody else's bill. So, um, there's things like that, but it depends on the vet. Now, the vet here does the same thing. So I round up my bill here now as well. So, like our little guys, when they went and got their new shots and stuff, um, it ended up being wasn't bad. It was like $60 for both of them for all of their annual shots
Okay.
because I waited. They weren't due yet when we left from our other
Yeah.
vet. We did all the checkups and made sure all of our blood work and stuff before we moved. I had all that done at our old vet, so I had that for the new vet. And then, but I wanted them to do their new shots and stuff because it was closer to when they needed their renewals. And then I also wanted to see how my dogs reacted to them. So, and it went great. So I really like the new vet. I just wish the main vet wasn't an ancient old man. So I'm hoping one of the newer vets in his practice will take
Are
over.
you are, are you looking for like a Tom Cruise lookalike vet?
I would guess the main vet who owns the clinic that we are at now, the he's got to be close to pushing almost 90.
Dang.
Yeah. Yeah. He like I said he's but I don't know if you ever watch like Dr. Pole. I mean, he's well in his 70s and he's still working out. Where is he? Somewhere Minnesota, somewhere up by the Great Lakes somewhere.
Okay.
So, um, I'm just hoping one of the younger vets that they have come through the practice will eventually take over if something happens to him.
I just think Liz wants a younger vet so she can first over him a little bit.
No.
You could just agree to the joke, Liz. You just could agree to the joke.
Well, my thing is, I don't like necessarily want the vets at the vet hospital. I would rather go to more a smaller clinic veterinary. They tend to get to know your dogs better. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. You know, of course it makes sense. Animals need to get used to people.
Oh, gee, if I could find one down here, that would have been my preference. Now I could tell you, our old vet, he had the personality, didn't look anything like him, but he was his name was Brown. But do you remember Doc Brown from Back to the Future? That quirky personality. That is how he acted like. So he didn't look anything like him, but that personality, and he was just best vet ever. Oh, I heard your fan spin up.
Yeah, my computer's on the brink.
Is it
Yeah,
overheating?
yeah, and the fan continues going on, and the worst bit is I've got a cool pad underneath it too. You know?
The one that blows the air up into it?
Yeah.
When was the last time you actually had it cleaned out?
Don't ask me that.
Oh, got ya. Hey,
Yeah.
Paul,
So
you
yes,
probably
Liz.
need to clean out your cool pad and your computer.
What? Just continue talking about the pets.
I think we've covered everything other than, all right, people, what are you going to do in your community to help your community, whether it be animal shelters or homeless shelters or anything?
I think what Liz is trying to say is this is the part where this is a Q&A time for her. So if you get any questions or if you like any suggestions, what you think about what could be done, please ask. If you want to come up and ask us on here, I'll be willing to drop this StreamYard link so people can ask. But I will say, remember to keep it within topic. Don't go off the topic, and we'll take it from there.
I want to know if OG has to have a fancy microwave.
I've got a fancy microwave. One, it needs a good clean out though. It does. It cooks. It's an oven and a microwave together.
Mine was $100 special, and I love it. It's big and just big enough for my coffee cups.
See, we just talk about bloody microwaves now. I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing. Oh, that's good, mate. All I have to do is say, fight the power.
Yeah. I mean, that's all anybody can ask, though, is what are you going to do? Are you going to be one who sits and bitches, or are you going to be one that gets involved?
Or are you just going to let it happen? Pretend it's a problem that's not even there.
Oh, gee. I like, I won't, I'll never get another appliance that has multiple uses for things because when one part of it breaks, all of it breaks. I have an air fryer. I love it. I have a microwave. I love it. I think I paid $40 for one and I paid less than $100 for the other. I'm content because when any of those crap out, I'll buy the next cheapest one and replace them.
Hey guys, what did I say about keeping it in topic? You're talking about microwaves now, not pets.
Oh,
You,
Vic.
you've gone straight off.
Hey, Vic, can you go actually just volunteer at the local library and post office? Can you go read books to the little kids at the local library?
Can I make a suggestion, Vic? Can you do your auditing at the local strip bar? Just for my purposes.
And the post office? Just leave the post office
No, don't need the
alone.
post office. Just the strip bar.
Vic is going to continue to pay his full guy and
Yeah,
his long guy.
yeah. See, ordered
And
in the
the
strip bar, mate.
and the guy that's going to come out and power wash the driveway or the roof or whatever.
Yeah. So, um, are we no, we're not going to end the live, but are we wrapping up this discussion, Liz?
Oh, I think we can. If anybody wants to talk about it when they come up.
Yeah. If there's anybody want to come up and talk about it,
Vic, that sounds so weird. All your guys are doing well. Better be careful. Some in the community might start a rumor on that.
yeah. All right there, big boy. How's it going? Do you know the snap? You know what I mean. The snap. Can you do the snap? Am I talking to myself?
That would take Vic and I. Oh,
Yeah,
gee.
yeah. So can you do the snap, Liz?
What snap?
When you do
The,
that, you do like the motion of the Z. There's a little flick of your wrist at the end.
oh, I was thinking a totally different snap, but okay.
No. See, I could do the snap where you make a little bow and you bring it down and you bring it around there and you do a little flick of the there. See, I could do that perfect.
Yeah, you got to get the head wobble and stuff going though for that. You got to have the attitude.
I could do the attitude.
Got to do the attitude. I was
Yeah.
totally when you were saying the snap stuff, my brain went to the bend and snap from Legally Blonde.
I have to see this now. I have to see what you're on about.
You've never seen Legally Blonde? I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
You guys can't tease me about movies.
it's not a movie I'm going to sing again. Um,
Oh, it's cute. It's a good movie.
I think we first picked the wrong time to go live because Irish Demon's live now.
Yeah, he just went live.
Yeah,
Um, he announced it 19 minutes ago and just went live 8 minutes ago.
yeah.
So, and then Uncle Artie is as well, and Archangel. Life Giant is Tommy's still going.
Yeah, they go for hours.
Moist Critical over on his Penguin Z0 channel is
Yeah,
still going. Yeah, it's been a busy Monday. Oh, Welsh News Network is still going?
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. So
I'm glad. Thank you, OG. You make me feel better. Glad I'm not the only one who thought about the bend and snap when he said the snap thing.
yeah,
So,
bend and snap is a whole different thing over here.
yeah, no, you have to You'd have to see it from Legally Blonde. It would make so much. That's such a cute
Yeah,
movie. I should go watch it.
yeah. It's about a girl who's blonde who's got big jugs. I mean, it's not exactly my type of movie.
What was the other one? House Bunny.
Now that is funny. I like that movie.
That it's kind of got the same kind of goofiness in there with the little smart stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I like Anna Faris. She's really funny.
Vic, you don't watch any of those channels? You don't watch
Vic watches a 10-minute preview on Playboy.
yeah, that's the ones I've got live at the moment on my side. I'm sure there's other live ones that
Well,
everybody watches.
hold on, Liz. Right, you got the 10-minute preview of Playboy live on your side. I'm shocked.
What?
We used to get over here. I don't know if they don't do it, and we used to get from the Playboy channel, and the Playboy channel would offer you a 10-minute preview of the Playboy channel.
Oh no.
It would just show you a 10-minute preview of what you could watch.
Okay.
And he's doing the stuff.
I don't know. I don't even know anymore. Is it like when we were kids? Does the TV get staticky at a certain time of night? I mean, that's what
I
happened
don't
before.
know. It was 8 minutes more than I needed. Maybe a bit too much TMI, mate. Maybe a bit much there. You could have said that maybe like add a couple more on for you. You know what I mean? No, what happens is what they used to do. I mean, I remember when it used to be just static, like you say. But what they do is now they cover it just with a blank screen.
But you can still vocally hear it?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, my sister had a friend staying around. I just flicked on the TV because I was a bit drunk, and there was just this adult channel, and there was two girls and the bloke phoning it up, and we were pissing ourselves laughing because the bloke was having relations with himself. And he
Oh,
just you could hear him talking and the girls talking, and that's all you could hear.
okay.
And we just found it so funny. We were just like just sitting on the sofa, just pissing ourselves laughing at this thing. There was the most absurd thing going on. And you're just like, what the hell is this crap?
For anybody who is new here, we have left the topic. We're just confirming we have left the topic we were discussing because we're going to our happy place for a little while to get rid of the drudgery that we were talking about.
Yeah,
Let's just clarify
yeah,
that we go down different avenues. We tend to have a little bit of a dark humor around here, or things like that. So, covered a tough
yeah,
topic. It's
yeah,
tough for me because it's heartbreaking to me that we have so much involved in all of these things.
yeah, yeah. It is that, but we just well, the thing is, we have a discussion, and when the discussion ends, we just usually end up having a laugh and trying to explain to Liz what having relations with oneself then is that the same as self abuse? I'm going to walk away from this one, Liz. You can answer this one.
I'm ignoring you. I'm over here linking things for people who like animals. If you want to help, go watch some of their videos, subscribe to their channels. Put
I
on
don't
a
think you should leave. Hold on, Liz. Right, I know what you're doing. It's really cool, But the subject we were talking about just then, I don't think you should link.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. These are good channels. I know that they do good for their communities.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
Yeah, I
I
trust you.
personally would see if you can find something locally in your area between one of the animal shelters or the groomers or rescues or things like that who post videos. Um, I'm not going to give you mine at the moment because I'm not sharing where I'm at yet for reasons.
I mean, should we ask Vic to explain to Liz what having relations with oneself?
Hello, Eric. How are you?
Hey, Eric, how's it going?
OG, yes. Yes. I honestly, we were talking about this not long ago. Is there any dog movie that they have made that does not end up making you cry? I can't think of any. I think they've all made me cry.
Can I be heartless and said I found that funny?
What did you find funny?
Just
Incredible
everything.
Journey?
Yeah.
What?
And Old Yeller,
Okay.
when they shot all through Old Yeller, that was pretty funny.
Paul, I can't be friends with you anymore. I have to resign as your co-host.
Do you really believe that, Liz?
I don't know.
No,
I
no,
think even
seriously.
part of the Shaggy Dog made me cry.
Have you ever heard of a movie called, what was it, Digby, the world's biggest dog?
I don't know if I have or not.
I cry at all animal movies.
Hey, Eric, I have a question for you. And I don't want to be too controversial or anything, but what is it with you and some of the women in the community? Is it because they have squeakier voices that you just can't stand it? I'm curious.
I do find out, why do women have squeakier voices?
Well, women, and I can tell you when I was younger, I fell into the trap of it as well. That um, to be seen and heard, you had to be girly. Oh my God, you know?
You have
And
to ask
then
that
when I
question again,
started,
Liz. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go in this here. Okay, so,
I
yes, you
just
have
blew
to
out
ask.
your eardrum.
Yeah. Ask that question again to Eric.
I said, why do some of the women in the community annoy you? And I'm wondering if it's their voices being high pitched. But now, like I was saying, when I was younger, I fell into the trap. And then I started working with a lot of men, and a lot of the men actually physically could not hear me at certain pitches.
Yeah,
Oh, I
just
love Winnie's laugh. Oh, Eric. Okay. She cracks me up. Them laughing. What was it last night? It was who was it? AC, Weenie, and Capgun. Um, I lost my. I lost it.
okay.
I mean, I was in tears. I literal
One.
tears with them all laugh. I don't even know what set them off laughing. It didn't matter because my that was a good trifecta. I would love to hear AC, Wicked Weenie, Catgun, and Chooch. I would love to hear all four of them laughing together. That I think would break the internet.
Okay, and I think I've just picked up another good topic we should do next week, the
Best
following week.
laughs from the community.
Um, It's an amazing topic. It's just been used as happening over here. I won't say much, but I have put anybody who wants to come and join us. I put the StreamYard link on. So if anybody wants to come and say hello, you're more than welcome. Just remember, we're not a troll channel. We don't do trolling. We don't do drama. And as soon as that happens, it's off you pop. Yeah, but
Vic,
I'll tell you what the subject is after we finish, Liz. I'm not going to do it right now.
okay, Vic, I have my younger brother as well gets where he he starts laughing and then I start laughing and then all of a sudden we're both laughing and then we have the tears streaming and people look at us like we're crazy. And it's like there's just certain people in life who just do it. It's like they laugh, I laugh. Hey AAA, welcome back, Spike.
Do you know what movie actually made me cry? And I watched it this week, and I haven't watched it before.
What movie made you cry?
The Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
I haven't seen it yet.
I can't
I
tell
haven't
you
seen
now.
it yet.
Is it a movie you want to see?
Yes.
Well, I can't tell you.
Dagmar, no squeaky voices on panel.
No. See? Hey, AAA, how's it going, mate?
Just like until I started streaming, um, and stuff, people would be like, "Oh, you have a nice voice," and I didn't hear it because I heard myself in recordings, and I didn't like my voice. And then I started thinking about it. Wait a second. If they're not bitching about my voice, why am I? This is what I sound like to other people. It's not the same voice I have in my own head.
I,
This is
I
what I
showed
actually sound like to other people.
I showed my friend who lives just about a minute away from me, actually. And she said, Liz has got a beautiful voice. It's a lovely telephone voice. I think
Eric,
that's a good
I'm
move, Eric.
I'm actually thinking about recording some. Thank you. Yeah,
Hold
the
on, hold on,
telephone
hold on.
voice.
Wait a minute with this. All right. Even though you got the chair today, this is my channel. Nobody said nothing of how good my voice is or nothing. It's all praising you today.
Paul, lean
Get
into the
jealous.
dark side.
Why, do you have cookies and bacon?
Always.
Ooh, oh my God, I might have to join the dark side then. I always like a bit of cookie and bacon. Have you got beer too?
The store does. I don't carry it in the house, but I mean, it could be bought.
Well, I can't join you if you haven't got any beer. What am I going to wash down the cookies and bacon with?
I don't know. I drink coffee. I drink
You
water
just,
and occasionally drink a soda.
yeah, it's very disappointing. It's very disappointing. I'm not too sure now.
I just said I don't carry it in the house. Doesn't mean that I can't go buy it.
Well, go and bloody buy it then. I'll come and join the dark side then.
I'm gonna buy you fresh beer when you get closer to the dark side. How's that?
Yeah,
You don't want no
I might do.
nasty
I do.
year
I
old
do
beer.
prefer. I do prefer whiskey when I get closer to the dark side.
My thing is though, because people have played other clips and things that I have been in over the years, when I've been on other people's streams and stuff. So I've heard my own voice, and it's like
Yeah.
I'm no longer um, shocked at hearing it. But not only that, I have to get out of my own head is that what I hear in my own head is not what I sound like to other people. And once I started recognizing that, I was okay because before I hated to hear my own voice. And my whole thing is if people are comfortable with me talking and I could read them bedtime stories or whatever to make them fall asleep, I will gladly do it. because I know how tough it is, and finding people I can listen to fall asleep to is an amazing gift. Does that make sense?
I just hate the sound of my own voice.
I think everybody does. I just don't. I just don't even pay attention to it anymore, though.
I even hate editing my videos.
You mean like me giving you one the other day that I recorded 52 times?
Yeah, that's the same as me when I do my videos. I'm looking, I'm going, and I went, "Hello, this is Paul from the discussion salon. If you like," I went, "Oh, for fuck's sake, what the fuck are you stupid?" Then start again.
I had
It's,
probably 25 attempts at doing that recording because I would get so far into it and then I would screw something up and it'd be like, fuck,
yes, that's the
click,
same when I'm done.
start over.
That's the same when I do any of my videos. It's a process. I go, "Hello, my name is Paul." Oh, for fuck's sake, what the fuck am I doing? Oh, you stupid cunt. And put down the thing. And then I start again. "Hello, this is Paul from the discussion salon." Oh, fuck, I forgot to say something. No, I haven't. Ah, shit. Start again.
Even me writing out the little script for it and stuff, even as you're reading the script, you're going to screw something up.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I remember done this one. I done it all perfect. And I got to the end and I ballsed up. And I'm like, "You fucking twat. Oh, you fucking. Then just start again."
Yep. And it came out better. Just like
No, there's a.
like I told you earlier, I didn't realize how much background noise I had in my house until I actually listened to you put out the recording. Because I caught a part of that because I wanted to
Yeah.
hear what it sounded like once it had been sent from my house, converted at your house, and then uploaded. And it was like, oh my God. So tonight, there's no fan on in here.
Exactly. Vicar's got to talks the truth. It does take me that long to do a fucking preview video. Because
It took
I've
me a
got.
couple hours to record that little bit.
Yesterday, I was very lucky. I'm very lucky to have this computer on my phone today. Because I would have been in the process of smashing this thing up.
And it's different because this is the first time I've done a recording here that have been sent to. Uh, no, OG, we're not going to behave. Of course, we're going to behave.
Behave? No, we never behave on this channel.
Yeah, but
So
it was funny.
how do you like your curry? Do you like it medium hot or condom flavored?
Ew. That joke needs to go away.
Yeah, I'm going to call it that. Oh yeah, okay. But
Yeah,
you leave
2
us.
hours.
Yeah, you leave us. You complain when the things they say we hold it there. I'm just
Thank you,
talking
Vic.
shite now. Thank you very much.
Good night, OG. Good
Good
night,
night. Yeah, good
Vic.
night, Liz. Good night, Vic. I hope you
Good night, John Boy. Good night,
have a good
Elizabeth.
sleep. Yeah.
I literally could have been one of
Good
the
night,
all
John
them.
Boy. John Boy. John Boy. Shut up. I'm having a wank. Okay, catch you later.
Good night, Eric. Good night, Spike. Good night, Dagmar.
Yeah, good night. Good night to
Am I
everybody
forgetting
saying.
anyone?
Can't be Dag.
Triple
Don't say
A.
good night. Don't say good night to Dagmar.
Oh,
It's good morning.
good morning, good day.
Yeah, good day.
Triple A. Triple
That's
A
good. Yeah, good.
is going
Triple
into
A is Triple
yeah.
A is good day because he's from Australia. Good day.
No, he's going into
Yeah,
evening.
Dagmar. Yeah, Dagmar is from the land of Smurfs and chocolate.
Okay, with that, good night, everyone.
Good night.
I will
Good
look
night.
into getting some recorded bedtime stories. How's that? They got to be copyright free though.
I need to have a long think.
I don't even. Here, there goes the 2 minutes. There goes Vic's 2 minutes out of the 10.
Oh, trust me, we didn't even last 2 minutes.
Oh, you know what? That's something I don't want to think about. Please don't tell me that you're spanking off to
No, I'm bloody
bedtime
not.
stories if I read them.
No.
I
Well,
don't need to know.
maybe, but no, you don't need to know.
Nope, I don't need to know. And I don't need any dick pics because
Yeah,
I will add
I
them to
wouldn't.
the collage.
Jesus Christ, I'm not. I wouldn't send you that, woman. Ah,
You would be the first.
I would not never send you that thing. That good day, yeah, good day to you too, Dagmar. Hope you take care
That's
of
a
yourself. Have a good day at work.
that's another
Yeah.
topic we'll cover.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, here's our 10-minute sign off. Jesus. Good night, everyone. Can you hit the
Good night.
leave, please?
Yep. Please like, and if you recently joining us or just watching this, please subscribe. It majorly helps the channel. We're always looking to grow, and we always like having a good conversation and have a good laugh after a decent debate. So to everybody here that's appeared, thank you so much. It's been great. To Liz, this has been a really positive. It's been really good, and I hope we can do more of this with you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Paul, for having me up once again. And
Yeah.
remember, everyone, like, share, and subscribe.
Yes. So everybody take care. See you all later. Look after yourselves. And we're out of here.